Have you ever wondered if finding love again later in life could actually disrupt the calm you've ever worked so hard to achieve? As we enter our later years, it's natural to think about companionship, maybe to ease those quiet evenings or share simple joys. But for many folks over 70 considering remarriage, what starts as a hopeful step can sometimes turn into unexpected challenges that affect everything from daily routines to long-term security. That's why Healthy Madam is here today to gently walk through 5 common reasons why remarrying at this stage might lead to more regret than happiness. We're drawing from years of listening to seniors in our community who've shared their real experiences, so you can reflect on what truly matters for your own life. Healthy Madam has supported countless older adults in navigating these choices, always focusing on what helps maintain health, emotional balance, and that hard-earned sense of freedom by the end. You all have thoughtful insights that could help you make decisions with confidence, insights you might wish you'd deconsidered sooner. Let's dive in together, like chatting over a cup of tea. Do you find comfort in your established daily habits, like that peaceful morning ritual or choosing what to watch in the evening? Many seniors do, and it's something we at Healthy Madam hear about often. In our community, we've heard from a widow in her mid-70s who decided to remarry after meeting someone at a local book club. She enjoyed the initial spark of conversation and shared outings, but soon realized their everyday ways of living were worlds apart. He preferred a bustling household with frequent visits from his extended family, while she cherished her quiet afternoons gardening alone. What began as minor differences, like disagreeing on meal times, or how to organize the kitchen, built up into constant small negotiations that left her feeling drained rather than supported. You see, by our 70s, we've often fine-tuned our lives to suit our energy levels and preferences, especially with things like joint stiffness, making quick changes harder. Remarrying means inviting someone else's habits into that space, and without realizing it, you might end up adjusting more than you bargained for. This isn't just about compromise. It's about how those shifts can chip away at the personal rhythm that keeps you feeling grounded and content. Over time, it might lead to frustration, where the companionship you sought feels overshadowed by a sense of losing control over your own day-to-day. The key takeaway here: before committing, take time to observe how your routines might mesh in the long run, perhaps by spending extended time together without the formal tie. Healthy Madam suggests exploring non-marital options like close friendships or living part-together arrangements, which can offer connection without fully upending your established life. This way, you preserve that precious autonomy while still enjoying meaningful bonds. Ever notice how adult children can have strong opinions about changes in your life, even when they're well-intentioned? It's a common thread in stories shared with Healthy Madam. One gentleman from our senior circle, around 72, remarried a lovely woman he'd known through volunteer work. At first, everyone seemed on board, but soon his kids started worrying about how this new relationship might affect family gatherings and traditions. Her children, too, felt protective of their mom's choices, leading to awkward holidays where old loyalties clashed with new ones. What was meant to expand the family circle ended up creating divides, with subtle resentments bubbling up over things like who hosts events or how time is divided. In later years, families often have deep-rooted histories, and introducing a new spouse can unintentionally highlight differences in values or expectations. This might manifest in concerns over shared resources like holiday plans or even casual visits, escalating into emotional strain that affects everyone involved. Seniors sometimes find themselves caught in the middle, mediating between their new partner and their children, which can sap the joy from what should be relaxing times. Here's the deeper insight. These dynamics aren't always predictable up front, but they can lead to lasting regret if they erode the close family ties you've nurtured over decades. To approach this wisely, Healthy Madam recommends open family discussions early on, perhaps even involving neutral counseling to align on boundaries. Considering companionship through community groups or platonic partnerships might also provide warmth without complicating family bonds, allowing you to cherish those relationships fully. Are you already keeping track of your own appointments and medications, wondering if adding someone else's could tip the balance? It's a question that comes up a lot in healthy Madame conversations. We recall a story from a community member, a 75-year-old who remarried after years of widowhood, drawn to the idea of mutual support. Her new husband was active at first, but has minor health issues arose, like his need for help with mobility after a fall she found herself handling. Not just her arthritis management, but also his therapy schedules and dietary adjustments. This shift turned her focus from self-care to constant coordination, leaving her exhausted and skipping her own wellness routines. At this age, health management is often a full-time consideration, with things like reduced stamina or chronic conditions requiring careful attention. Remarrying can mean inheriting a partner's medical realities, from routine checkups to more intensive care, which might overwhelm your own capacity. This overload isn't just physical. It can lead to stress that impacts sleep, mood, and overall vitality, turning a partnership into an unintended caregiving role. What often surprises people is how this can shorten their own healthy years, as studies on caregiver burnout show older adults in these situations often neglect personal health. Healthy Madam advises thorough talks about health expectations beforehand, maybe even joint medical planning. Alternatives like supportive networks through senior centers can offer companionship that shares burdens lightly, helping you stay focused on your well-being without added pressure. Have you thought about how a new marriage might affect the financial setup you've barefully built over the years? Healthy Madame has fielded many such concerns from seniors. A follower in her late 70s shared how she remarried for companionship, only to discover that combining households meant reevaluating her savings and property plans. Her new spouse had different spending habits, and without detailed agreements, small joint expenses snowballed into worries about her fixed income. She ended up consulting advisors more than she'd planned, feeling the stress of potential changes to her security net. In our 70s, finances represent stability, pensions, homes, and savings that support independence. Remarrying can introduce complexities like shared liabilities or altered benefit eligibility, such as impacts on survivor pensions or aid programs. Even with good intentions, merging lives financially might expose your assets to unforeseen risks, like debts or differing priorities, leading to anxiety over what you've worked to secure. The revealing part: this can erode peace of mind, turning financial discussions into sources of conflict. To navigate thoughtfully, Healthy Madam encourages prenuptial consultations and separate accounts where possible. Seeking fulfillment through non-binding relationships, like dedicated friendships, can provide emotional richness without tangling your financial foundation, ensuring your resources remain a source of comfort. Do lingering memories from past relationships ever pop up, making new connections feel more complex? It's something Healthy Madame hears from many in similar situations. One senior in our network, about 78, entered remarriage, hoping for fresh starts after losing his longtime partner. Yet, as time passed, he found himself comparing little things like how they celebrated anniversaries or handled quiet moments to his previous life. This stirred up unresolved grief, and his new wife felt the weight of those unspoken contrasts, leading to a sense of emotional distance neither expected. By later life, we've accumulated rich emotional histories, including joys and sorrows from prior marriages. Remarrying can unwittingly bring these to the forefront, with baggage like old habits or unmet expectations creating subtle barriers. This might foster feelings of inadequacy or regret, where the new bond struggles under the shadow of what's come before, affecting intimacy and trust. The profound realization: this emotional interplay can diminish the happiness sought, sometimes leading to isolation within the relationship itself. Healthy Madam suggests reflective journaling or therapy to process past emotions first. Embracing solo fulfillment or low-commitment social ties, such as hobby groups, can nurture your spirit without the risk of these deeper entanglements. allowing you to honor your history while enjoying the present. These reflections on remarriage are a starting point for thinking about what truly enriches your later years next. Check out Healthy Madam's video on simple ways to build meaningful connections without big commitments. Right here, insert link placeholder. It's full of easy ideas that fit right into senior lifestyles. Which of these reasons resonated most with you, or do you have a different take? Drop a comment below. We at Healthy Madam love hearing your thoughts, and it keeps us inspired to share more. If this sparked some helpful ideas, give it a like and subscribe for more gentle guidance on living well after 65. Thanks for spending time with us. Today we LL. See you soon.